For the rest of your life, every decision you make will either carry you toward greatness or bury you in regret. Time will not wait. The clock is already ticking. And the question is this: will you live by design or drift by default? History does not remember the hesitant. It remembers the bold, the daring, the ones who turned ordinary moments into extraordinary legacies. And today, that choice rests in your hands. For the rest of your life, every decision you make will either move you closer to your destiny or bury you deeper in regret. Life is not waiting. Time is not pausing. Every sunrise is a reminder that the clock is ticking and your future is being written, whether you choose to author it or allow it to be written by circumstance. There is a brutal truth most people never face. Mediocrity is not chosen. It is inherited by those who refuse to choose greatness. The world does not crown the hesitant, it crowns the bold. Every empire, every fortune, every story of triumph began not with luck, not with resources, but with a single decision made in the silence of a determined mind. Think of Thomas Edison, failing thousands of times in the dark before he created light for the world. Imagine Henry Ford, laughed at by those who said the horse would reign forever, until he gave us the automobile. Picture Walt Disney, bankrupt and broken, drawing mice in his tiny office, dreaming of a kingdom the world had never seen. These men understood what Napoleon Hill declared nearly a century ago. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But belief is not wishful thinking. Belief is fire. Belief is discipline in disguise. Belief is waking up at 5 a.m. when no one is watching, studying when the world is asleep, taking risks when fear screams at you to stand still. Belief is sacrifice, dressed in sweat and persistence. For the rest of your life, you must decide. Will you be the one who lives by default or the one who lives by design? Will you drift like a ship without a rudder? Or will you take hold of the wheel and chart your course toward the shores of your own destiny? The mind is the workshop of creation. Every fortune begins as a fragile thought. Every invention begins as a whisper in the imagination. Andrew Carnegie, one of the wealthiest men in history, once said he could lose every dollar, every factory, every piece of land, and yet, given his people and their ideas, he would rebuild it all in 5 years. Why? Because true wealth is not found in money. It is found in mindset. You are not poor because of your bank account. You are poor if you are bankrupt in vision, bankrupt in courage, bankrupt in determination. But if you can see clearly, if you can hold an image in your mind with unwavering faith, nothing in the world can stop you. The tragedy is that most people never discover this power. They trade their hours for wages, their dreams for security, their imagination for distractions. They chase comfort, forgetting that comfort is the graveyard where greatness goes to die. But you are not here to live an ordinary life. You are here to ignite the fire within you, to rise when others sleep, to create when others consume, to endure when others quit. Look back at history. Abraham Lincoln failed in business, lost elections, and faced tragedy after tragedy, yet he refused to bow. He stood tall until destiny bent to his will, and he became one of the greatest leaders the world has ever known. That same resilience, that same unbreakable spirit lives inside you now. It is not reserved for the chosen few. It is the birthright of every human being who dares to claim it. For the rest of your life, you must guard your thoughts like treasure, because they are treasure. Thoughts become words. Words become actions. Actions become habits. Habits become character. And character becomes your destiny. A single negative thought entertained too long can derail a dream. A single doubt left unchallenged can chain you to mediocrity. But a single vision, held with faith, watered with discipline, and fed with persistence, can move mountains. Your mind is a garden. Every day you plant seeds, some of fear, some of faith, and what you water will grow. If you water excuses, excuses will grow. If you water discipline, discipline will grow. If you water dreams with persistence, they will bloom into reality. For the rest of your life, refuse to be average. Refuse to bow to fear. Refuse to live a story written by someone else's pen. Stand up, claim the author's chair, and write your own legacy. Because there will come a day when you stand at the end, looking back at the path you carved. And in that moment, you will ask yourself only one question. Did I live with courage? Did I give my gift to the world? Did I create something greater than myself? The answer to that question is being written now, in the choices you make, in the thoughts you feed, in the discipline you practice. For the rest of your life begins today. For the rest of your life, discipline will be your greatest ally. Not talent, not luck. Discipline. Talent without discipline collapses under pressure. Luck without discipline evaporates like smoke. But discipline, unyielding, relentless discipline, creates a force that cannot be stopped. Every person you admire, every leader you respect, every visionary who built empires understood this truth. Discipline is freedom in disguise. Discipline is the invisible hand that takes your dreams and sculpts them into reality. It is what makes the body strong, the mind sharp, the spirit unbreakable. Consider the life of Andrew Carnegie, who rose from working 12 hours a day in steel mills to becoming the richest man of his era. He was not born into privilege, he was born into struggle. But while others complained, Carnegie disciplined his mind to study, to learn, to seek opportunity where others saw only hardship. That discipline transformed him from a boy of poverty into a titan of industry. For the rest of your life, you must learn to embrace the pain of discipline over the pain of regret. Discipline will demand your mornings, your focus, your persistence. Regret will demand your peace, your confidence, your future. One of these pains is temporary. The other will haunt you forever. Your dreams will never bow to laziness. They will never yield to hesitation. They will never manifest through comfort. If you want wealth, if you want freedom, if you want greatness, you must pay the price up front. Success does not offer discounts. It does not hand out credit. It demands full payment, sacrifice, consistency, persistence before it delivers the prize. For the rest of your life, you must guard your vision as though it were a crown of gold. Because in truth, it is more valuable than gold. Gold can be stolen. Opportunities can vanish. Money can come and go. But vision, when planted deep in the soil of faith, cannot be destroyed. It will wait for you, patiently, relentlessly, until you decide to honor it with action. Walt Disney's vision was mocked. He was told a mouse would never make money, that no one would care for his cartoons. He was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. And yet, his vision burned brighter than his setbacks. Today, his dream lives in millions of hearts, proving that vision backed by faith is undefeatable. For the rest of your life, you must learn the art of persistence. Every obstacle you face is not a wall, but a test. Life is not punishing you. It is asking you, how badly do you want it? Will you quit when the door slams in your face? Or will you knock again and again until the door shatters under the weight of your determination? Henry Ford faced bankruptcy 5 times before he gave the world the automobile. 5 times he could have quit. 5 times he could have surrendered to doubt. But persistence carried him through ridicule and rejection until the world was forced to respect the vision he never abandoned. Understand this. Failure is not final. Failure is feedback. Failure is the universe sculpting you, testing your resolve, shaping your spirit for the victory that lies ahead. The only true failure is surrender. The only true defeat is quitting. For the rest of your life, gratitude must be your foundation. Gratitude is not weakness, it is strength. It is the reminder that no matter how far you must climb, you already stand on solid ground. Gratitude transforms bitterness into fuel, scarcity into abundance, obstacles into opportunities. A grateful heart cannot be broken. It only expands. Abraham Lincoln, in the midst of personal tragedy and political failure, wrote, "We can complain because rose bushes have thorns, or rejoice because thorn bushes have roses." That is gratitude, not blindness to difficulty, but the decision to see the seed of growth within it. For the rest of your life, you must choose courage over fear. Fear is the thief of dreams. Fear whispers lies. It tells you that you are not ready, not worthy, not capable. Fear disguises itself as logic, as caution, as being realistic. But courage, true courage, is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward in spite of fear. Courage built every empire. Courage crossed oceans, carved nations, fought injustice, invented the impossible. Without courage, the airplane would remain a dream. Without courage, electricity would still be a fantasy. Without courage, freedom itself would have perished long ago. And now, for the rest of your life, the same courage is required of you. Because the world does not need another passive spectator. It needs creators. It needs leaders. It needs visionaries who refuse to be chained by doubt. It needs you. For the rest of your life, refuse to settle. Refuse to live in the shadows of fear, doubt, and hesitation. This is your time, your story, your destiny to create. Because one day, at the end of it all, you will look back. And the only question that will matter is, did I live with courage? Did I give the world my gift? Did I rise to the call of greatness?